Computer, I meant.
Well, too bad, mine is.
Okay.
Hi, everybody.
Hey, everybody, welcome to TFT Tarot for today.
I forgot her 2-second warning.
He did.
We're
he
on.
did.
Ah. It's that kind of a day, too much or too little coffee. I don't know.
I'm exhausted today.
Welcome to Happy Hour.
I stayed up playing an old lady game last night, Mahjong. I was in a tournament, and I stayed up way too late doing that. Anyway.
I didn't know I could do that.
What, the thumbs up? Oh.
Look, you're not looking.
I saw it just now, the hearts.
Okay.
I saw it.
I don't know about you sometimes.
Wow, look at you.
You can do it too.
No, I can't. Can I?
Do it too, yes.
It's not working.
There it is.
Oh, my delay.
See, your delay. Watch, see? Okay, the show's over. We're going to play with the camera and the funny effects.
Yeah, that's it. We're done.
Hi, Jackie.
Hi, everyone.
The readings will start as soon as we're done amusing ourselves.
There you go.
Do the thumbs up.
Whoa.
That one happened earlier. There it is. See?
Yeah. That's crazy.
It's crazy. I don't know how to trigger the other ones. But there is probably a way to trigger those other effects. Okay, we're going to start.
I'm starting with the card for the collective. What are you talking about here? I'm getting it ready for you to pull one. I've been busy here using the Good Tarot by Colette Baron Reed. Mr. O will pull a card randomly.
Snag a card.
Snag a card. Any card. They're always read upright, just like Happy Hour.
Okay, move the stuff that's in my way there.
Oh, well, excuse me.
Yes, you should be.
Wow, it's a little tight here.
And it's...
The Seven of Fire?
The Seven of Fire. I don't know why, but that didn't look like a 7 to me.
Well, it is. There it is. Personal best. Going the distance. Perseverance. Non-conformity. I'm unstoppable. My passion pushes obstacles aside as I engage in sustained effort. I know how to bend, but I don't compromise on what's most important to me. If others aren't happy with the course I'm on, I don't have to let their concerns affect me. I release the temptation to resist challenges, and I trust that I can make things happen as I live life on my own terms. Inspired solutions present themselves. Right. It's so hard today. A lot of people just want to conform. They don't want to stand out and look different because, there is a lot of bullying and a lot of BS going on these days. And so, but don't be afraid to be authentically who you are, to stand up for who you are. You don't want to live somebody else's life. You don't want to live somebody else's lie. Be yourself. Totally, authentically you.
Well, hi there, Libra.
Hi, Libra.
I'm tempted to say something to Fiber. 62 would be wonderful right now for us.
Yeah, Fiber. I feel your pain because I know what you're used to there, but that just sounds wonderful right now.
That would be like, wow. Anyway, I like the idea of the uniqueness of the unicorn and the 7 of Wands, 7 of Fire.
Yeah.
Because I think it speaks well to the idea that sometimes being that unique or different kind of personality does mean you have to kind of toot your own horn or stand up for things in a certain way because other people don't get that about you, that you are unique and maybe you need a consideration because of that. I'm not talking about special rights necessarily. I'm talking about, the uniqueness of having to stand up for yourself and how everyone else should accept that normally.
It shouldn't be considered a special right of some sort for you to be yourself and expect the same liberties and freedoms to be yourself that everybody else has.
I like
Period.
what Fiber said there. Yes. And thank you, Victoria.
Exactly. You're just finding
right.
a different route.
So we are
All right.
starting with Victoria, our early bird.
Yeah,
There's no prize for that.
Well, you get to go first.
We can't even give you coffee for that. Unless,
Cheers.
yes, we can only share it vicariously.
I have my awesome pigeon cup. I don't know if anybody... I'll try to get it up there. How does that look,
It
Mr.
looks a little
Oak?
bright, but I can barely make out the pigeon.
The pigeon.
There's some glare from the light over there.
If people aren't familiar with Mo Willems, the creator who also, I think, did work with Sesame Street and other things, he wrote some awesome children's books, still is, I believe. And one of them is this Pigeon series of books, and they're so awesome.
And so there's an adult series. The pigeon wants to play with the handcuffs.
Hey!
No, there isn't.
There's things like the pigeon wants to ride the bus, the pigeon doesn't want to take a bath, so whatever. And the pigeon's just like a little tantrumy 2-year-old.
Well, let's see if we can send Victoria back to bed with a very happy hour message. Oh, if only the Emperor.
Whoa. Well, I'm sorry. Get your shit together. Oh, did I say that?
You did. Shame on you.
It's happy hour. Get your stuff together, Ms. V. This is the time to organize, to do some work around the old house. Maybe it's, or homestead. Maybe it's a call to action as opposed to napping or sleeping. But the Emperor rules, and I feel here right now this card is saying, Spirit is saying, you are at the top of your game. Or maybe that you need to be right now.
Well, maybe you can still take a little bit of a nap. He's so comfortable looking on his beanbag. If you were on a beanbag right now, you probably would fall off and go to sleep. Admit it. So, be
Funny.
comfortable in the way you want to administer or rise to your sense of power, your sense of organization. And also, too, another factor about the Emperor is he keeps good counsel. So keep in mind that there are things coming to you that maybe will advise you. They don't necessarily have to be people talking to you or even specific communications. It could, in fact, of course, be dreams or signs that come to you. So sleeping seems to be okay.
In Mr. O, are you doing in Mr. O's world? Yes. Hi, Kara.
O's world, I like to sleep.
I like to sleep. Well, sleeping is very important to being able to keep your, shot together, your stuff together. Because if we're not rested, we're going to be disorganized, disheveled, etc. So definitely get plenty of rest. But be ready. Be ready to be in command and control, Ms. V. Good luck with that. And
right.
I'm going to add Kara to the list. And we are on Jackie now. I will shuffle
Jackie.
in one moment.
And Jackie, I don't think it's very early there. I know it's not. So Jackie probably won't be going back to bed after this reading. Although we won't rule out a nap, right?
Nope. And why did I do that?
Saturday afternoon nap. Hey, why not?
Sorry about that. I kind of brain sputtered for a moment there.
And of course, tomorrow we'll be back for our live show from 2 to 4 p.m.
Does the Emperor have a bong? Well,
no, I think that was a chess piece. Was it the bishop or the rook?
Yeah.
Are you talking about what he was holding in his hand?
Yeah, or else it's a facetious joke, and that's funny. I like that. Does he have a bong?
I don't know, but his face sure rang a bell. Oh, wait, not that kind of bong.
Not that kind of bong. Oh, my goodness.
Good night.
As if he didn't know. All right. Take care, Ms. V. Sleep well. All right, so Jackie, let's see what we have for you. Well, another major arcana is justice.
Nice.
Nice. Well, hey, even Stephen, treat everybody fairly, and you should be treated fairly in return. If right now you're concerned about a matter connected with justice or legal matters, or bringing some balance and stability into your life, I think it's achievable, Spirit is saying. I think it's achievable.
Justice shows up for you today at happy hour because it also wants you to consider that, of course, there's always two sides to a coin or to the edge of the sword. And so this may be saying that it's not too impractical for you to consider that some actions or things you're thinking about may have an effect on others that you want to keep in mind. It's not like you're just going in there and cleaving a path for yourself and letting the chips fall where they may, but you may be interested in knowing, the butterfly effect, even small actions that you might do or have action to you may have caused certain things to happen. So this is mostly, I think, not about any particular choice or decision, but just about a mindfulness, maybe about how, you enact and what it means in the greater picture.
Well, I like that, and also just want to add that maybe this has come up for you because you are going to have a decision to weigh in on, or to that is a little weighty for you, maybe. And I think here this is saying there, you will do what will bring the most balance, what will bring the most stability and harmony into your life. Whether it's aligning body, mind, spirit, whether it's, aligning things going on in the external world with your internal needs, whatever the case may be, it just seems like there's going to be a nice balance here.
Balance is good.
Balance is great. I need more balance.
Have a great day.
As you can see here, no, I'm not so much a Michigan fan, but this has little hand warmers in it. So I'm wearing it today because, boy, is it cold. I've got a couple of these hoodies, different hoodies with hand warmers. I may be bringing them all out.
So it is rather cold here, and yesterday I didn't have to work, and we had thought maybe, we'll go to the gym and exercise a little bit, get those cranky bones and muscles working, but the feeling of cold won out, and we decided to stay home.
We did. That was yesterday, right?
That was yesterday.
Well, you're going to brave it today, aren't you?
I may try. I have not guaranteed it.
By the way,
you're welcome to come with me.
We're on Lena. I know I am. I'm thinking I'm doing chair yoga at home.
Hi, Lena.
Yes, I think I am.
And your card,
a third
Lena,
major arcana
you're
card.
You're welcome.
Wow.
You're welcome, Jackie. Is the Empress, Lena. And I think spirit, or the sense of positivity, is about maybe look towards the things that you can affect right now in the real world. That a lot of times your ambitions or goals are things that you have to be very deliberate about working with and planning towards. But right now, Spirit says this is a time where maybe your emphasis in your more personal life, whether it's around your home or whether it's with siblings or other people in your life, could be very productive and also creative. So, for example, if this is a good time to start a new craft project or maybe a little bit of gardening of some sort, I'm not sure what your weather's like there. These are all things that maybe enhance your sense of personal I can do this now. And in a way, it kind of strengthens you, resolves you for all the other things that are still going on that, you need to work on and think of creative strategies and such.
One of the really nice things, I think, and you're welcome, Jackie, by the way. One of the nice things about this time of year, the changing from the old year to the new, is that this is a time of, everybody looks at the new year, whether it's optimistically or whether it's because you have needs in your life and you're looking forward to a new year to get started on that, fixing things in your life. This is a time of newness. This is a time where something may want to be birthed, where you may want to do something new. And also, when you think of New Year's resolutions and just the fact of the newness of the year, this is a time to experiment and explore and maybe create something, that you've always maybe had a yen, or do something that you've always had a yen to try. So whether we follow through with things or not throughout the year, at least this time of year gives you that kind of burst of energy that you want to do something new. You want to approach things differently. And, Spirit may have given you this card, Lena, to say, why not start this year, springboarding something creative that's been sitting within inside of you, bringing it to fruition, manifesting something you've always maybe wanted to try or do. Bring it out. Do it now. Do it while ideas are fresh and you feel very enthusiastic about, the year going forward. So that's what I think this came up for you for. Good luck with that. Oh, a lot of major arcana right now.
Hi, Angel
That's
Rivera.
interesting. Hey, good morning, Angel. Good to see you. Hope you've been enjoying
welcome,
your
Lena.
break time.
Yes. All too soon, back to work, eh?
Hey, you guys are going to get hit with some snow over there, I think, aren't you? Some nasty weather's going to be coming. Again, somehow, most of that looks like it may miss Michigan or our area of
thank
Michigan.
goodness.
We're keeping our fingers crossed on that.
We're still going to get the cold, though, right, or no?
Oh, the cold is a given. Yeah, we're stuck
We're
in
talking
that.
about the snow stuff.
Right.
Yeah. Sounds frightful, actually.
I put Lena up there on the list, but we're on Fiber right now. Hi,
Hey,
Fiber.
Fiber. Hey, Kara.
I'm going to just correct my list for the next time and move on to Carl, but I'm not going to post it yet. All right. So, Fiber, this is for you.
I know.
Yeah, I know. The storm. Maybe classes will be delayed or something next week, huh? I don't know. It's looking kind of bad, and I have to say that we've been lucky except for the cold. And I want to say this. We have something here in Michigan that I like to call the Detroit Auto Show curse. Now, for the last few years, Januaries have been pretty comfortable, and they had moved the auto show from January to the summer.
June, yeah.
But guess what? They decided to move it back to January. And the weather has always been bitter cold or really snowy during the auto show.
It's so weird because the
period.
auto show is a pretty major event for Detroit and even in downtown Detroit, just really large attendance for years and years and years, decades even. And we always don't go, but it just always seems so weird that literally the moment the auto show descends, which is usually not right away in January, a week or two in, major cold hits us.
Oh, wow. Geez, Angel. Well, at least, yeah, that's nice that they did that for
no
the
kidding.
students so
that.
they could get in. But, yeah, I know it's going to be a rough one for you guys.
We'll be thinking of you guys too.
All right. Fiber. Let's see what's going on for you in 62-degree weather, you lucky person, you. All right. Well, look at that.
Our chariot.
It's the chariot. It's really funny. I've been seeing a lot of chariot cards lately on social media. It seems like people have been pulling this card. And this is a time for movement, to set things in motion, to go into things with motivation, drive, and persevere till you can reach that finish line. Because you know what? It seems like this card is like to me, when I look at this card, in a way, it's like the Emperor on steroids.
Oh, that's so funny.
Well, it is, because this person is maintaining control over the various forces and things that they need to marshal together in order to achieve their goal.
Hi, Mysterious Queen.
And so I like that analogy because...
There you go. I won't be snowed in. That's right. You go.
That's right, Fiber. But at any rate, you won't be snowed in with the Chariot. Nothing seems to be stopping you, not those colder temperatures. So, keep that spirit alive here and ticking, because you can get a lot accomplished.
Well, the Chariot is all about drive and motivation, and it's also about maybe an ability to see where moving parts can move better together. So there's a sense of synergy, Fiber. Like here's A and B, but A and B are more than just AB when you put them together. They might be actually C. Control, challenge, completion, creativity. Okay,
wow, aren't you
I'm getting a little carried away
too?
there, but you get the idea. I think there's a synergy going on when you are able to really see how parts work together and help them get there.
Yeah. So that's what we have for you. Keep moving, Fiber.
Parts is parts.
And maybe I just need to keep moving around here because stay warmer that way.
Hi, Jarrett.
Hi, Jarrett Gornto.
Yes, we're in happy hour, so everybody in the chat room gets a happy hour positive, uplifting message. We'll add you to the list. You're welcome, Fiber. Thanks for joining us this morning. And now we're going to move on to Carl.
Yep, I'm just updating the list.
Yes.
Carl is up and you shuffle, so here you go.
So Fiber got the Chariot. I wonder.
And that
what
was another
Carl
major
will get.
arcana.
I know,
That
we're
is
just
4 in a row.
tossing out the major
there are
arcana
78
here.
cards in this deck. What's going on? It's Major Arcana Palooza. Yeah. So today we just pull a single card, as Mr. O said. Message from Spirit. It's a positive message to get you through your week ahead. And tomorrow we'll be here live from 2 to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so we can do readings that are more open. You can ask any question. And it's a 3-card reading that we do, plus we add in a couple of Lenormand cards. So thank you for joining us, Jared, and hope to see you again, too. But we have you on the list today for the happy hour message.
Yeah, so there's our schedule up there.
I just want to add, tomorrow we will go into some overtime, but it's a big Lions game day tomorrow night. So I'm not messing around tomorrow. We will keep to our schedule. We will go into some overtime, but we'll have to cut it off at some point because the game is on. And I will be watching. Okay.
And Carl breaks the major arcana turn.
Oh, I hope in a good way.
5 of Cups.
Okay.
Okay. And Carl, you may be feeling like, there's just never enough time to do it all, or there's never enough of an ability to see everything, or sometimes the feeling like, I wanted to get to that, but I didn't quite get to that. But Spirit is saying sometimes things actually do need a little longer, and that maybe it's okay if they seem to have slipped away from you, because as long as you remember them, as long as you feel that sense of light that maybe is still inspiring from them, you'll get back to them. And so today, maybe Spirit is saying, focus on what is really doable, your partner's moving parts, that I mentioned earlier. And there will still come a time when you can focus on those other things that you want to.
Well, it's funny when we get this card in happy hour because, it can be spun But also, it's funny when we get this card at this time of year, because to me, and I know this doesn't affect you guys in Florida the same way it affects, us up here, but January and February are the blues time for me. I get the seasonal affective thing, it affects my sleep cycle and everything, all the dark, gray, gloomy days we get here in Michigan. And so, it could be in this case, Carl, that a little bit of sometimes we feel a little bit of a decompression or a feeling of kind of somberness after the holidays, after all that energy and all that craziness is done. Well, we feel a little bit, But look at this time, instead of looking at things that maybe, are gone now, look at this time as a time where you can take that, and it's actually a sigh of relief rather than a sigh of, sorrow or looking at things that maybe have passed you by. Another year is gone. This is a clean slate now. New opportunities await. There's that light there in the midst of that darkness. And all you have to do is look past what is past and look forward to brighter days ahead.
That's a good point, Jared. You're right. Magnesium.
I use it. I do. I have a magnesium calcium combo. Thank you. It does help, but it hasn't been perfect. This thing is pretty entrenched. But there are some other helpful aids I found over time.
So the other thing, Carl, too, is that I didn't actually address it. Maybe Banshee did more, but the cups are, of course, about emotional feelings and matters in our lives, too. And so this could be saying that what I was referring to, those things do really resonate with you emotionally. So they're not likely, to stay off of your canvas in terms of what you're trying to get around to. All right.
So we have for you. Good luck with that.
Good luck, you guys.
And let's see here. We're on Siama. Hi, Siama.
Hi, Siama.
You pulled that, so I'll get to it. All right. All right. Well, I hope you don't get hit super hard, Angel Rivera, and people who are in the midst of the storm coming through below us. And moving to the, of course, north. I'm sure the northern states will be hit with this too. Or should I say the eastern states, the East Coast. So just take care out there. Be careful. Stay warm. I hope power outages don't hit very hard. That's always a worry for me here. All right. Okay, Siama, let's see what we have for you. And we're not back to Major Arcana. We've got the 10 of Pentacles.
Nice.
I like that card. Okay, Siama, this is, wow, there's so much that can be said about this card. This card could be talking about preparing yourself for your future. This card can be talking about a lot of things. I feel here, there's also a real family element to this card in a material sense. And I think the material sense with this card is more about the legacy that family leaves for you. Whether it's material or whether it's spiritual, whether it's traditions that you follow from that have been practiced by your family and your ancestors for generations. This is about, what we as family, as a tribe, give to each other, that we can build upon in our own lives. They don't expect, I really feel that, we always feel we must adhere. I know this isn't the Hierophant card, but I'm going to bring it up anyway because it was kind of my card of the day for Oracle card today. It had that energy. But we don't always have to adhere to these traditions as they were passed down for generations. I think the ancestors look for us to grow from that and to create our own traditions off of that. And so build for your future, build a legacy for those that will follow you.
Well, see, I'm no...
I'm going that way with it.
I'm no Kabbalist, but that is the
Yeah,
tree of life
yeah.
in the middle there. And, when you put it together, there's like a physical feel or association because it is the pentacles. But the tree of life sort of says there's also maybe a cosmic implication, celestial, or there's a sense maybe of order. There's a sense of trials and tribulations that maybe any family has to go to towards mastery, towards really finding the connection between each other on that tree of life. So this is saying really honor your parents if they are, in the picture, honor your children, honor aunts and uncles, honor that tapestry that is both figurative and literal for you. You see your grandma, some days, but some days you just have to really be inspired by the wisdom that grandma gave you.
There's so much more in this card besides the inheritance of wealth, or say maybe that special ring or piece of jewelry from a relative or ancestor. It's what we inherit, from them otherwise. Our genetics, the makeup of who we are, is based on our ancestors there, and as well as many of our beliefs and things that, how we live our daily lives, right? So wealth is more than just the material. But, this card can also signify what we inherit from our family and what we leave for others that come after us.
Mm-hmm. All right.
That's what we have for you. Good luck with that. We're on Preeti. Hi, Preeti.
Is this your shuffle or mine?
It is yours. I did that.
All right.
Because you pulled the one for Carl.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Thank you. Hi, Preeti.
Hey, Preeti. Yeah, I hear you about the waiting angel. They play up these storms for days now, and it just, you get more worried because of all the attention on it. It gets irritating. And
you're welcome, Sienna.
I'm just in Michigan. They've gotten some of our weather so wrong lately in our area. I don't know whether it's just climate conditions are befuddling them or what, but storms they keep saying that are coming never make it here. And I want to keep that up, but we do need some rain, we do need some snow. I hate snow, but we do need some. But it's been pretty dry this winter overall by us, just dustings.
Yes.
And maybe a little bit more of the rain element. Yeah. I worry about February and March. I have a feeling this year they might be problematic for us here.
Preeti, Happy Hour gives you the Ten of Swords and tells you that if you have been expecting something really sad to happen, sorrowful, like you're aware that somebody has bad health or that somebody has near the end of their life cycle, or somebody has neared the end of something else, and that there may be a deeper sense of sorrow attached to that, Spirit wants you to remember that life goes on, that you can move through those bad emotions, and sometimes you'll find clarity and maybe a message of hope that makes you resolve any of these feelings. So basically, no matter what may be ahead of you that feels sad and gloomy, will not be permanent. You will move through it.
I really The Lightseer's Tarot is such the perfect deck for happy hour. And this card is a great example of that because, with the Ten of Swords as we traditionally see it, there's that body laying on the ground with 10 swords stabbed in it. Here, the swords are no longer there. One thing that's a constant in both this deck, maybe more enhanced here, and regular Rider-Waite Tarot is the fact that there's all this light. There's in the Rider-Waite version, the light is dawning. And so it means that there is light after darkness. There is light after storms pass. There is light after we face challenges, difficulties, or out and out betrayals, etc. So looking at this here, those birds are taking the place of the 10 swords. And guess what? They're in flight. They're in flight now. So this woman is standing up and walking towards the light now. So I want you to realize, Preeti, that what's happened in the past year, whether maybe some of the negative things that have happened, they're behind you now, or they're flying off. They're behind you now. You are moving towards a brand new year, a brand new chance to put all the negativity behind you and move forward, in a more positive direction. I know I'm throwing a lot of New Year's stuff out there still, but I still feel a lot of that energy here in these readings today, and I definitely see it here. So that's what we have for you. I wish you luck going forward. Good luck with that. And
we're on Libra.
Hi, Libra.
Hey, Libra. You're welcome.
All right. You're very welcome, Preeti.
A few years back, in my career position when I was working in the library, there was an older gal who was close to retirement, and she was connected to some of the Florida communities. She might have went there with her husband, timeshare thing, or they just visited there. They had children there. And she said that there was a big difference in Florida weather reporting. Maybe Fiber or somebody can bear this out. That the weather was always the first earliest part of the news, and the idea was to convince or keep convincing Florida residents you were luckier living in the Florida Sunshine State because the weather was always better there compared to anywhere else. And of course, that was maybe over 10 years ago, so these days I'm not so sure. But anyways, it's just something interesting.
Well, Ms. Libra, look at that. You've got the Lovers. Another major arcana has surfaced today, and it's a good one.
Yeah.
The Lovers is saying here, don't be afraid to express your passion for someone in your life, maybe, or maybe somebody entering your life. This is a card of passion. It just, really exudes that here. Don't also be afraid to put that passion or a passion into something really important to you. If you have, if you have important decisions to make sure that you're passionate about what you're deciding. Make sure that it is right for you. Make sure that it honors who you are.
Passion is definitely the key word here. Sometimes in other meanings of the Lovers, there may be 3 images, and the idea is that there are choices that are based on possibly unique differences. Somebody seems more attractive in one way, but in another way, somebody seems more attractive. So that could be surface glamour, that could be physicalities or soulful feelings. But the idea really is that to some degree, opposites attract. And even when we're talking about the passions of your life, Libra, it may be saying that you sometimes motivate more towards things that are a little bit different from your usual experience, and they present to you as challenges that really involve you and make you really I want to do that. And so some of that could be, of course, about your family, your children, the people that you mostly associate with. It could be about where your other ambitions lie, whether they are career ambitions, or if you're thinking even about the careers or ambitions of your children, for example. So like you want them to feel like they have a really interesting choice of things to do ahead of them.
I don't know. The light just seems funny today, doesn't it?
Not light enough?
Yeah, it looks very dulled on my screen.
I'm so sorry.
I don't know what's up. But anyway.
Well, I don't have the lights pointed down very well there.
Right,
So, you know.
that's okay. I've noticed that with some of the cards. I do want to just say that, Libra, when you go with your heart, when you make decisions or choices in your life on who to love, what to do, what you're going to focus on, when you go with your heart, is it going to work for me with a screen like this? Maybe not.
Oh, look.
Did it?
Did.
Yeah, it did. Yay. When you go with your heart, you can't go wrong. Good luck with that. Okay. Well, now
Gosh, we're just so clever here. I'm
right.
going to do it too. Oh.
All right, we are on Kara. Hi, Kara.
I like how
Did I pull that?
No, I did.
Okay. Just checking. You're right. Maybe you're not right.
You're welcome, Breathing.
I don't remember pulling that Ten of Swords, but whatever. We'll just go
Or no,
with
Libra. I'm sorry. You're welcome, Libra.
We'll just go with me, even though I didn't pull the Ten of Swords.
It's Saturday morning. Leave me alone.
He doesn't have to work today, so therefore, he doesn't have to think.
I'm thinking about breakfast because my stomach is growling. The coffee wasn't enough.
I see. Well, I'm always happy to pull it again. Let's see what we've got. And it's a 6 of Cups for Kara. Are you going to sing? Memories.
Nope, I am not going to sing.
Okay. Sorry, I tried. But at any rate, the 6 of Cups is here, Kara. This is a time to think about how you have grown. Just look at that. I mean, it's great to look back at our progress, at the bumps and bruises we may have gotten along the way, and also at the good times, the happy times, how we've grown, the pet familiars that we've had around us throughout our lives, or the people, the people who have been important to us, the good times we've had. It's great to revisit those. Sometimes it's great to go revisit something, something old to you, whether it's an old school you used to attend, some gathering or thing you used to do, some hobbies that you used to have, to revisit those again and bring back some of those good times and those good memories. Maybe right now Spirit wants you to do that. Maybe Spirit wants you to bring something back from your past that brought you some joy. This doesn't mean, we can ever bring back the past, but we can bring back some of that feeling into our lives. And maybe Spirit says that would do you a little good right now.
Yes, indeed. And hi, Shirley. We'll add you, and I think that'll be it then for us.
Maybe.
Well, we're almost 10-2, but at any rate, Kara, Spirit wants you to consider all of the tapestry of your life, and I'm wondering if it's possible that maybe something that really is memorable from you, from the past, your childhood, is coming to you. And so the obvious feel is that maybe you're going to get a pet somehow, and I don't think of you as a pet owner person, so maybe it's in your family, but it may have a particular resonance towards you, or maybe it's somehow through some other connection you have, a relative or somebody gets a new pet, and you make a very strong connection to that. It reminds you of pets or other animals you might have befriended as a child or as a younger person. But in general, the feeling is really about what this says, you know, that there's a tapestry of life and that it is good to be kind to everything that lives as you can. You know, you can't get your energy from photosynthesis, so we do have to eat something, whether it's plants or animals, you know, it just is. But we're not going to go there now. Enjoy your life.
That's what we have for you, Kara. Good luck with that. And you.
I know, but I did want to talk about meals.
Meals? Oh, geez. That's why he wants to close the list. I thought,
No. Sorry. That's not what it's about.
Oh, is it about... Okay. Got it.
I don't know that you do. It's about eating animals.
So, if I do this, will anything come up? No.
I don't know.
Probably not.
I was wondering, like, you know, so far we only know 2 things that trigger, but I thought maybe that triggers something, but it didn't.
What if I wave? Does waving trigger the hand wave? I don't even know if that's out
Well,
there.
wave more towards the camera. We're being silly here.
Okay, I guess not.
You're welcome, Kara. Let's kind of get back into the mode that we should be.
Oh, look at you. I've never gotten out of that mode. Speak for yourself. All right, Mr. Rivera's up. Pull a nice card.
How can I not? It's happy hour.
Something without storm clouds in it. There we go.
No storm clouds here.
No. But it is interesting.
It's the Knight of Pentacles.
Fortunately, though, Mr. Rivera, this is saying you'll be moving slowly, deliberately through the snow or whatever to accomplish some goals. I think here Spirit is saying we don't need to rush process. You don't need to rush anything. This is a time to get all your seeds planted, all your ducks in a row for maybe, you know, the new semester. Get yourself prepared. You probably have already because, you know, it is upon you. And I think here this is saying steady as she goes. This will be maybe a nice week ahead to ease back into things. So hopefully that's what this card means, and not that you'll be snowed in.
Well, the Knight of Pentacles maybe could just be saying that in a okay way, you're back to the grindstone. You're back to things moving into the direction that they need to go. And so, of course, you're in that kind of, you know, business industry, whatever you want to call it, that is very time-based. There's a beginning, there's a midpoint, and there's an end. That's the school semester. That's the cycle of the biz you're involved in. So this is saying you're going back to that, but maybe what you're taking with you is some possible seeds that will make your way a little easier, will make your way more fruitful, things that maybe you picked up recently that can change the routine even slightly to prevent total boredom or just maybe problem solve at a few things that, you know, could be smoother.
To me, too, when I look at this card, and I know Knights are youthful, and they're on the move, and this one's moving slowly, deliberately, but when I see these things, we've often talked to them as being, about them as being seeds that they're planting, but I also think when I look back at this, these seeds that were planted are the levels of experience you've gotten along your journey, along your work-life journey, and how they serve you well today and make your life a little bit easier, you know, than, say, the newbie coming in and having to learn the ropes and establish their own routine. You are ready because you know what to expect. And you're not afraid to change things up when necessary, but you understand, you know, what is of value to take along with you as you move forward into the next cycle.
You know what else they look like? They look like Necco wafers.
Not exactly. Necco wafers aren't ridged.
Well, maybe the new ones are.
Okay.
All right, Angel.
That's what we've got for you. Good luck with that.
And Mysterious Queen is up.
Yes.
Is this my deal?
Yes, indeed.
Hi, Mysterious
Oh, wait,
Queen.
no, it's mine.
Oh.
It is mine.
Alrighty.
I know this now. I was going to make you do it again because...
You're welcome, Angel.
I know you missed a turn there, but that's okay. Give me those cards. All right. Hi, Mysterious Queen. Here, welcome, Angel.
Tomorrow, watch Banshee's Material Matters at 10 a.m. It's the Tarot Keys to Success in Business, Finance, and Education. It's a recorded show, but we are live tomorrow in the show. We're always live every week.
In the chat.
In the chat room, chatting it up, drinking coffee, having fun, or extolling other aspects of the reading. It's for each sign of the zodiac. You don't want to miss it. 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Sunday mornings.
And then we're back later for our live show. All right. Well, Mysterious Queen, you've got the Page of Cups. Well, you can go first.
Okay,
if you
so
want.
Mysterious Queen, Spirit is telling you that maybe in this next week or so, you may feel moments of intuition. You may feel moments of deja vu. You may feel like you're connecting with something that's not exactly on the earthly plane. Maybe it's a little bit outside of yourself. You see that sense of rising there. And maybe Spirit is saying you should acknowledge other partners you have. See the hand reaching towards a spirit hand. Maybe there's a spirit partner or something intuitive that you will sense and feel that maybe will help you in your emotional life in some way, or maybe will help you just in general. But remember too that pages are about messages, so it's really kind of interesting. It could just be a message about something going on in your emotional realms, people you have feelings with or things like that.
It is really interesting when I look at that card. I mean, there's so many little things on this card. Mm-hmm. Number one, I think a lot of these things are here just to bring up the imagination, the imaginative and creative potential that the Page of Cups has. And Mysterious Queen, you have that potential right now. There's a fine line here too between intuition and creativity. They really do go hand in hand. And what's really ironic here is we've been doing a lot of this today, and that's what's going on with the hands here. Have you noticed that?
Oh, wow.
Have you? I know we talk about the
one.
hands reaching out, but they're making the heart. So basically what's happening here is this page is connecting with his higher self or with, other spiritual essences. They're able to tap into their intuitive, their higher wisdom and knowledge, their guides, and bring that down to earth. Come back out from there and bring it back down to earth and bring it into physical form. Manifest this. You might get to have some creative ideas. You might have some ideas going forward on some changes you need to make in your life that would make you happier. That is the thing. Do the things that bring you joy right now in your life and inspire you and bring out the creative side of you.
The card is really just about the idea of so many possibilities. Yeah. That's why pigs are flying up there in the upper right-hand corner.
Exactly.
All right.
So that's what we have for you. Good luck with that. And we are on Jarrett. We made it to Jarrett. Hi, Jarrett. Okay, I just pinned the message. The list is closed, but everybody who's on the list, which is just Jared and Shirley, will get a reading. We do readings for ourselves at the end, and then we give everybody a namaste blessing. So stay tuned for that.
All right, so it's a repeat for Jared.
Oh, okay.
It's the Emperor. We had that earlier. It might have been one of the first cards we had. I think it was Victorious, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. It was.
Thank you, Jared. And so you get the Emperor card, and Spirit is saying, take a calm and relaxed view about your domain, however you see that. There are things that, you are effective with, that you are in control of, and that's fine. You may not control everything you want to, but you have the abilities to maybe probe and search further for that. That's why the figure is sitting there with another chess piece in their hand. I can't tell if that's the rook or the pawn or what it is, but there's always a sense with the Emperor that their influence and their outreach is far more than what looks apparent, and so that they may have their own network of resources, people who give them information or people who can assist them. And so metaphorically, this is what the card is saying to you, Jared, is that don't downplay what other resources can do for you. Be aware of your surroundings and how all of that can contribute towards your goals and your projection of your power.
It's really cool too, as we pointed out before, with the Light Seers Tarot, as many times as we've used this deck, and we use it pretty exclusively on this show, and we often do some of our private readings for people with this deck, we always see something different about it, or we always look at the symbology just a little bit differently. And I do want to say, with the Emperor card, the Emperor is a very benevolent leader. He understands that the way to approach people is not to push them, is not to not bully them, but demand things of them, but to ask, but to guide, but to direct the flow of energy, as opposed to, being a dogmatic leader. The Emperor is very benevolent here. And so however that energy applies to you, Jared, in your dealings with others, whether you are a leader in your job, your work, or school, whether you are not, whether you just want to guide people in your personal life. A father, for example, because we do know that the Emperor is a father figure. These things are really important. And also here, when you see this, and it may not be that clear, yes it is, I can see it on camera, when you see the light streaming down from above into the pawn that's in the Emperor's hand, that is saying he is guiding them wisely. He is guiding them with light and not with any dark intent. And so Spirit is just saying they want to acknowledge that in you. They want you to acknowledge that in you and realize that people may need, your light and guidance right now.
He's not saying, minions. No, he's not.
The Emperor? No, he's not.
So that's what we have. I hope you like that. I hope we see you again.
And the Emperor is just saying this is a time for you to take control and take charge. If it's not of people, it's of the things in your life that need a little bit of extra attention at this time as well. So good luck with that. All right. And
we're on
Shirley.
Hey, Shirley.
Shirley, good to see you. You just made it. All right. And that's the end of the list. Hey, you're very welcome, Jared. Good luck. Good luck with that. I like the Emperor, but boy, has there been a lot of major arcana cards today.
Hey.
So this might be an interesting week for a lot of people. Should be positive. I think so. I think our cards of the day are kind of on the upbeat this week, on the upswing. There's never, every day is not always good. But I have to say that I'm seeing a different shift in the energy this week with the cards we're going to be posting.
Well, Shirley, you probably have heard this one before, but sometimes when people say hay to me, I say hay is for horses.
All right. Uh-oh. Well, this isn't for horses, and it is a repeat card. You got the Ten of Swords today, Shirley. And, of course, you know, the Ten of Swords can scare people. But this is happy hour. And I will say this, that I feel that whatever, you know, with the Ten of Swords, it talks about a hurt, a pain, a betrayal, or a challenge that really may have been overwhelming for you, has passed you by now. I do feel this way with this card. There is light returning, and with that light comes the wisdom that, you know, you were a lot tougher than you realized, that you were able to navigate and manage maybe some challenges and pressures that others could crumble under. And that is a testament to your ability to persevere, your ability to look at things, to not allow yourself to become washed over by things, but to allow them to wash off of you. And so that's good. It's like a form of Teflon in a way. In a way, those swords just could not penetrate as deeply as maybe they would have liked to, because, you know, you were stronger than that.
The overall kind of idea behind any of the tens is a sense of completion.
Yeah.
Something is completed. So in the case of the Ten of Swords, this could mean that a particularly contentious time for you, maybe a time that's had certain difficulties or certain strifes, will end or has ended, or Spirit is telling you expect that. And what comes, you know, nature abhors a vacuum, is a sense of freedom, a sense of light. Even if you don't feel everything moved exactly the way you wanted it to, you just get that feeling that something is less burdensome to you at this point, that moving forward, you are finally releasing whatever has held you back or whatever you felt completed and just needs to be over. And so it mostly pertains, I think, to the sense of your own personal struggles. It may reflect, you know, actual situations in your life. This has ended, that has ended. But more likely it's about really how you relate to those things. You know, you've turned the corner in your mind.
Those birds, you know, which represent the swords, can indicate too that, see, they kind of look like they are flying towards that light as well. And so I feel here that's indicating that, hey, instead of allowing those things to keep you down, those swords to keep you down, these lessons that you learn from the challenges that you may have faced in the last year, the last few months, those lessons will serve you well going forward. That's what you are taking with you now.
Nice.
As you move on. And I like that. So good luck with that.
All right, Shirley. So that's it for all of our regular readings. We'll now do a card for each of ourselves.
You can pull for me first.
Alrighty. And, of course, some of
Yeah,
you
I'll
may
get the
stay to watch
Namaste
that, see if we kind of bash each other with our interpretation.
What? It's happy hour. We wouldn't do that.
Of course.
You're welcome, Shirley.
You're welcome.
We weren't horsing around with that card.
Oh, gee. Don't you think she's heard enough of that? All right, so the card for Banshee. Ooh. It's death. It's rebirth. It's change. So Spirit says you're in a process of letting something go to rebirth it better, or to rebirth other things better that you would rather focus on. Somehow, never enough horses. I like that. Thank you. That's me and Barbie dolls. Maybe, I don't know. I have a lot of Barbie dolls. So Spirit is saying be prepared to see big change coming. Feel that maybe something really fundamental has to change in order for something more fundamental to begin.
Well, I certainly hope so. And you know, it's funny, when I first saw you pulled that card for me, I thought that card came up because I'm cold and I'm wearing my hoodie. So I'm looking like the death card there.
Who wore it better?
So, sorry.
You like red, so I don't know. Well, you like blue, too.
I do like red. I do like red a lot. So that's kind of cool. I do think that change is afoot. I hope it's good change. I hope it's good. So, yes. And, of course, it's happy hour. It's got to be good. I'm ready to rebirth. I'm ready to start this new year with a bang. All right.
My turn.
Mr. O.
So that was another major arcana.
It was. I know. What's going on here? Crazy.
So shortly after this, we will regroup and film Banshee's show for tomorrow morning. I'll tweak it.
Wow, Mr. O's producing me today.
Yeah, I'm going to produce you today. And then we're going to figure out when we're going to actually work on our New Year's predictions for the world and for the USA. We're probably filming that in the next day or two.
We have plans.
And it'll be out shortly after that.
I can't say if we're going to do one video or two or three at this point, because there's some different ways we want to cover ground this time.
Yeah.
But the readings for whatever topics we choose will be pretty concise. So we've got that down the way we want it. But the world is complicated today, and so we want to cover our bases. All right.
Okay, what you got for me?
Well, you didn't get a major arcana, but you got a major player, the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords is here. It's the time to put that thinking cap of yours on, Mr. O.
It's up
Do you
there
have
somewhere.
it anywhere? Is there anything up there? Okay. I'm sorry. You know we love you, Mr. O.
No, it's like this.
Oh, darn it. Did I not do it right?
Well, there it goes. See, it's happening on mine.
Darn it.
You can,
I keep, because I'm not doing it to the camera. I'm doing it to my computer.
maybe that's
Apparently.
it.
Yeah, that's what's going on. Anyway, enough of that. The Queen of Swords is just basically about thinking things through. Thinking before you act. Thinking before you move. Like when I took my fall, for example. Look what's under your feet.
I wasn't there to catch you.
On practical terms, it's really, Spirit is saying, you do know how to discern fact from fiction. You do know how to discern what's right for you, what's wrong for you. You do know how to be fair and objective when looking at others. And this is the kind of thing that will serve you well going forward, because we do live in complicated times.
Sometimes the queen is the power behind the throne.
Yes, you can nudge me along.
No, I just thought I was going to have to start wearing a skirt or something.
Oh, my goodness.
Alrighty, so...
All right, that's what we have for us. And now let's give everybody a namaste blessing to close the show. We're only slightly into overtime here. Which, by the way, slight is the key word for Sunday. Go Lions. Big game. National TV again. And so do watch my team play. So excited.
Oh, God. It's okay. I mean, I get excited when they actually win the prize, whatever that prize is.
Oh, I can't wait to be...
I'll be excited.
If they're in the Super Bowl and we do our Super Bowl prediction.
Yeah, that would be so cool.
That'll be so hard to be objective. That'll be a real test for me. I'm a little bit going to be tested tomorrow Whoa, that's kind of cool. I don't know if I remember that one.
I don't either.
Yeah.
It's twisted.
Well, it looks like it's yeah. Let's see what it says. What do we got? Looks like the tree. It looks like two trees entwined, or that the tree is walking. I am just not sure, but that's kind of cool. But it is about a blessing in relationship. A current relationship is reflecting something that is wounded inside you, a wound from long ago, perhaps even from a past life. Look within, find the part of you that is wounded, and send it love. Send it love. All will heal, and you will be stronger and wiser for it. You know, some of the relationships in our life are not here. Well, they're not here to harm us, but they're here to teach us. And I almost get that sense from this card and what it is projecting here. And so this may not be a love relationship, but it could be a relation with someone in your life, whether it's family, friends, co-workers, peers, the neighbor down the street, whatever the case may be. There may be some reaction that it is stirring with you. You know, I always say that people, you know, they get along, they don't. There's a chemical reaction that's going on there. There's a reaction. And so you may want to realize, you know, that sometimes we get angry at people, or we feel we're hurt by people, but sometimes we need to look within to see if it's not something within ourselves that is getting triggered, you know, by what they are doing, that there's something within us that we need to heal as well. This is not saying and giving other people license to harm you, but it's how you can heal yourself.
And that's so deep, Banshee, that I don't even know what I want to say about it. Other than the fact that I do my emotional exchanges show so that we can explore the facets of relationships. It's not always about love. Sometimes it's just about who we strongly feel for. You know, everyone, you know, might have somebody like that. Not everybody, but maybe everybody. Somebody that is such a special friend that you love them in a way, but it's not like the way you might love your spouse or somebody else, but you know, it's a deep kind of love.
And it may have its roots in something from the past. But anyway, and we should do a past life show sometime.
We should do a lot of things.
I think after our prediction videos are finally done,
maybe we could figure out a special show for Super Tarot Love Month in February.
Yes. All right. Aside from the Super Bowl, there's Super Tarot Love Month. All right. Well, everybody, thanks. Namaste. Namaste, everybody. Thanks for joining us today, and we hope to see you at our live show tomorrow. Some of you at the Material Matters show. I know we have some regulars here that come there. I hope to see you then. Have a great rest of your day and a happy, happy week ahead.
Thank you, Angel.
Stay happy, and we'll see you soon. Stay safe, Angel, in that weather. Take care. Bye-bye.